Hi everyone, I'm Paris to Imami. I'm a life coach to highly sensitive people, and today I'm going to be talking about 9 somatic techniques that can help you regulate your nervous system. If you like to work with me on a one-on-one basis, the link to my complimentary one-on-one session is in the description. I would love to work with you. So let's get into it. What are somatic techniques and why are they important for a highly sensitive person? So somatic techniques are movement-based practices designed to enhance body awareness, and they release physical tension, and also they balance the vagus nerve. So think of the vagus nerve. It's the biggest nerve in your body. It runs from the base of your brain all throughout your body. It's the longest nerve in the human body, and it's what helps us stay regulated. So if your nervous system is not, if your vagus nerve is not regulated, then you're going to be in the fight or flight state. And if your vagus nerve is regulated, and then you're going to be in the rest and digest state. So that's when you're in the fight or flight state, your logical brain goes out the door, and you get very overwhelmed, very overstimulated, and you're not at your best. You're not making good decisions during this time. You're just not your body is not functioning at its fullest capacity. So let's talk about what are my favorite go-to 9 techniques that I do myself, and I also teach my clients. So before you could start the somatic practice, if you're not grounded already, you definitely need to start with a grounding technique. The grounding technique that I like to use is using your 5 senses. So you look for 5 things you can see. So what this looks like is, okay, I'm going to look around my room. I'm sitting in my living room. I'm going to look around and say, what are the 5 things that I can see? So I can see the plant next to me. I can see the fireplace in front of me. I could see the picture on the mantle of my parents. I can see my TV, and I can see a painting on the wall. So that's 5 things. And then I had to think about it to see if I had 5 things. Then you want to find 4 things that you could touch. So for me, I can touch the lounge chaise that's next to me. I can touch this book. I can touch the painting behind me. I can touch my computer that's in front of me, and I can touch this plant. So sorry if I'm counting wrong. I guess I can't count and pay attention to what I'm doing at the same time. And then you want to the 3 things that you can smell. So I can smell the fresh air that's coming through the sliding glass doors. I can smell my hair. I can smell my perfume, and that's 3 things. And then 2 things that you can hear. I can hear the water. I'm at the on the bay, so I can hear the water in the bay. I can hear my neighbors talking. So those are 2 things. And then 1 thing that I can taste. I can taste the mint in my mouth. So this technique, this is using your 5 senses and just looking around and grounding yourself using your 5 senses. This is very important. You need to do this. If you're not grounded, you need to do this before you practice any of the somatic techniques. So then let's get into it. My number 1 somatic technique is shaking your body like a dog. I don't know if you've ever seen, I'm sure you have, you've seen a dog that shakes its body throughout the day, not just when it's wet and trying to, shake off the wetness from him or herself, but just throughout the day, the dog keeps shaking his body. The reason is that they're so smart, they're continuously releasing tension from their body and regulating their nervous system. So that's for humans, that's going to look really crazy. I know. The first time I did it, I thought it was crazy too, but you get used to it. So you want to just put on your favorite songs, and like 2 songs back to back. So it should be 5 minutes of shaking, and then just start shaking. It doesn't have to be rigorous. It doesn't have to be, it should not ever be painful. If it is, please stop. But yeah, you just shake your body. So I know it's going to look really crazy, but I usually start with my head. I stand, I'm sitting right now, but usually I stand. I start with my head and I just shake like crazy like this. I know it looks crazy. And then I start shaking my arms and just shake my body throughout. You can do one body part at the same time. I'm sorry, at one body part at a time, or you could just start shaking your entire body. Whatever works for you, just as long as you do this for 5 minutes. Me personally, I like to shake everything all at once, even though initially I start with the head and I add the arms and all that. But I gradually go ahead and do like the entire body is shaking at the same time. The reason is that for me, that's the best way that I get regulated. I can feel a difference in my body. So just practice different ways of doing it and see what resonates with your body. Remember, everybody's different. Everybody is unique. So you need to be aware of your own body and pay attention to what works for you. Number 2 is moving your eyes from side to side. So this looks like you take your finger straight ahead in front of you. You do not move your body in any way. You're not moving your head. You're not moving your body. You're not moving your shoulders. All you're doing is following your finger all the way to the left and keeping it there until you yawn. I'm not going to wait till I yawn. And then you bring it back to center, and then you take it the other way. And you go as far as your eyes can go without hurting yourself. So if if your eyes are in any way painful, you don't want to do that. And by the way, the reason I'm not yawning right now is because I'm concentrating on recording this. But however, when I do this on my own, I yawn pretty much right away. You may not do that because if your body is not used to regulating itself, it's going to take some time before you yawn. But some people, it's either you yawn, you swallow. What else can happen to you? Yawn, swallow. There's one other thing that I'm missing. But anyway, but you definitely need to do one of these things. So if you're not yawning, you might be swallowing. And hopefully the third thing would come to me. But you definitely, the way of the release is through yawning or swallowing. So that is number 2. Number 3 is massaging your face with a gua sha. If you don't know what a gua sha is, this is a gua sha. And they come in all kinds of colors and material. I like this one. It's jade. The link is in my picks, so you can click on the product picks that I like and order it if you like, or else you could go search it yourself and buy the one that you like. But basically what I do is I do my routine at night. You can do this any time of the day. It doesn't have to be at night, but I do my routine at night because my face is cleansed. I already have a moisturizer, nighttime moisturizer on my face, and I'm ready to go. So I get in bed when I want to, when it's time for me to sleep. I get in bed. and I use the gua sha and I massage my face. So how that looks, I first start with the right side of my face, and I start from where my nose is, the edge of my nose. I just glide the gua sha away from my nose and down my neck. So I will do this 10 times or until I yawn. I already yawned, but I like this, so I might continue. But then, so I usually continue because I like the massage. And then you go down your face. So then you start kind of towards the bottom of your face by your chin. You do the same thing. Glide it across, calm down. Glide it across, calm down. So that's the right side. And then you take it to your eyebrows. You basically go from inner to outer, the same way you did with your cheeks. So you go from the inner to the outer until you yawn. And by the way, don't be too rough in this area, because first of all, your eye area is very fragile, and also you don't need to be rough. So don't do anything that hurts in any shape, form, or any way, shape, or form. Today I can't talk. And then after you're done with your eyebrow, we're still on the right side of the face, and then you go ahead and you can do your forehead if you want to, or what I do is actually I move to the other side of my face. So then again, you start with your cheeks, glide down, glide across and down. You do that till 10 times or until you yawn, or until you like it. However, you can do more than 10 if you wanted to. So you do this part, then you do your eyebrows, and then you do the third eye. The third eye is a point in between your two eyebrows. So then you go in a circular motion. Here we don't glide, we just go in a circular motion. It could be clockwise, it could be counterclockwise, however you like. And after you're done with that, then you go to your forehead. And what I do is I just switch the gua sha so that it's on its flatter side and the wider side, and I just keep going from down my eyebrows all the way to my forehead. And this feels amazing, and it's a great way of releasing. And so then what I do after I'm done with my forehead, I go behind my neck, right on the base of my skull. This is the base where your vagus nerve starts. So what you want to do is start at that base, and all I'm doing is gliding the gua sha down and up. Oh my God, this feels amazing. Down and up. So that's the massaging with the gua sha. I do this every single night. I love it because it puts me to sleep. I don't think I ever finish the entire routine, and I sleep like a baby, so it really helps me. And it's a great way of regulating the nervous system. Number 4 is pulling your ears. What that looks like is, I want to just pull my hair away so you can see it. I'm only going to do it on one ear, but you definitely need to do it on both ears. And you could do both ears at the same time, or you could do one ear at a time. I'm going to take my earring out so that I don't hurt myself. So what you do is you start with your earlobe and you gently pull it down until it stretches and you're not uncomfortable. This is not supposed to be uncomfortable. So you just grab your earlobe, pull it down, keep it down until you yawn. You can keep it and yawn a little bit more if you want to, or you could move to the center. Then what you do is to grab the center outer part of your ear and you pull away from your ear. And you hold it until you yawn. And then you move to the top of your ear and you grab the top of your ear and you pull up. Again, gentle. No, you need to stretch it, but you don't need to hurt it. So then you just hold it until you yawn. So minute, and then you do the other side, unless you're doing both sides at the same time. So what you want to keep in mind with these somatic exercises is none of it is supposed to be painful. If you feel pain, you need to stop and ease up on it, or maybe just take a break. You're not supposed to feel pain. You're supposed to feel a release, and it's supposed to feel good. So if it doesn't feel good, then it's not the technique for you. Move on to the next technique. And if it hurts, stop and, either stop altogether or just do it in a much gentler fashion. And then number 5 is practicing breath work. So I love doing this one when I'm out in the public and I can tell that my nervous system is getting dysregulated. Something that happens often to me is when I'm driving and I'm driving in traffic and people are being ridiculously bad drivers. They're cutting you off. They're, don't use their blinkers when they make a turn, so you don't know that they're going to come into your lane, or they, just drive in a poor fashion. Highly sensitive people get really overstimulated driving because many things, but they don't like it when people, do things that they shouldn't be doing. Highly sensitive people are extremely sensitive to these kind of things, like people cutting you off. Maybe to a non-highly sensitive person, they don't even notice it and it doesn't bother them. But for us, it's like, oh my God, that person cut me off, and how dare they? And why would they not abide by the law? Because remember, we're all about right and wrong and justice and injustice. So it's important to us. So just when I'm in that type of situation or standing in a long line and it's irritating me, I do my breath work. So the one that I lean towards is the 4, 7, and 8 method. So that means you inhale for 4 counts, hold for 7 counts, and exhale for 8 counts. The exhale is always longer and slower, and that's because that helps you calm down, and it helps you relax, and it helps you be kind of zen. So this is it's very intentional control of your breath and regulating your body's stress. So this would look like, I'm going to just do the 4, 7, 8 just so that you can see what it looks like. So I'm going to breathe in. So the exhale is slow, mindful, intentional, and I like to open my mouth and exhale when I do this breathing, but you could just do it through your nose as well. Both methods work. And then number 6 is performing progressive muscle relaxation. This basically means that this is releasing the tension and relaxing your muscle groups in a systematic way. So what you do is you lie down anywhere that's comfortable and you close your eyes, and then you start with your feet. So you're gonna contract your feet, like really hold them tight, and then you're gonna so that they have tension, and then you're gonna release it. And then you're going to go move up your body. Then you're going to go to the same thing, tighten your ankles, and then relax them. Then you're going to do that with your lower leg. So whatever is comfortable with you, but you can skip body parts if you want to. If you don't want to hold tension in any place, like if you don't want to contract a muscle, it's okay to skip it. It's better if you didn't, but it's better, if this technique works for you, you can modify it so that it fits you. Like for example, I like to do as many body parts as possible, but this technique does work even if you skip one or two body parts, right? So you don't have, it's not an exact science. And then number 7 is practicing body scanning. And this is basically you lie down, you close your eyes, and you scan your body to see if you're holding tension in any part of your body. If you're holding tension, let's say that I feel tension in my, let's say I feel tension in my heart. Then what I do, I like to place my hand on wherever I feel the tension, if I can do that lying down. Sometimes you can't reach it, but if I can reach it, then comfortably reach it, then I put my hand over that part. So I'm going to put my hand over my heart, and I'm going to first thank my body for informing me that there's tension here, because if I know what's going on with my body, I can take action and I can do something about it. And so I'm going to thank my body for making me aware that I'm holding tension here. And then I'm going to breathe into this space until the tension is released. This might be right away, or it might take 5 minutes. Normally, it doesn't take 5 minutes, but don't be surprised if it's not like 1 or 2 breaths and the release happens, right? So you might need more than 1 or 2 breaths for the release to happen. And that's okay. And the more you do it, the more you practice, the better your body becomes at doing this too. And then once that tension is released, then you scan your body to see if there's anywhere else where you're holding tension, and then you do the same thing with that body part until there's no more tension in any part of your body. So that one is the body scanning, number 7. Number 8 is doing trauma-informed yoga. So for me, this was, oh my God, this was so helpful. I had 9 traumas after one another, one after the other. And I started using yoga to handle that trauma and the illness that came along with it. And it really helped me. It helped me, it helped me get not get the triggers as often as I was getting them when I first developed this illness. And then later on, it really helped me just keep maintaining a balanced nervous system, which helps with my illness, because my illness is caused by trauma. So that helps me continuously regulate myself. So as much as I can do yoga, I will. And there are trauma-informed yoga practices that are specific for this. You need to just check in your area to see if they offer them or not. But if they don't, just regular yoga works as well. Vinyasa yoga or restorative yoga works really well too. For me, restorative yoga is really the best one. And then number 9 is passing the ball. This is called a bilateral stimulation. And basically, this is basically you take one ball in one hand. I don't have a ball to demonstrate, but I'm going to use this pen. So you take one ball and you pass it to the other hand, and you keep doing this. And this is going to really help you when your emotions are completely out of whack and you can tell that you're really, really overstimulated. And this is a really great way of controlling that, your logical brain, and also controlling your getting yourself regulated and coming out of that flight or fight state. And then other techniques that I'm not going to show you because they're very self-explanatory, but these are techniques that I teach my clients who have kids who are highly sensitive. So I'll quickly go over them. One is singing. The other one is humming. Another one is gargling, like you do with a mouthwash. You don't have to use a mouthwash. You could just do it with water. And then cold exposure. So for example, you can have your child wash their face with cold water, or if that's not available to you, maybe drinking, a glass of cold water. Waters or taking a cold shower, that also helps. Water is very soothing for the nervous system, so that might be very helpful. And that's actually a really easy technique, and it can be done pretty much anywhere. Most people have access to water anywhere they're at, so that might be a quick tool to use. Just remember that somatic practices are only effective if you're doing them on a regular basis. So if you do your somatic practice one day and then you skip for 5 days and then you do it another day, this is not going to be, it's still going to be helpful, but it's not going to regulate your nervous system and keep you regulated on a regular basis. Again, it is still helpful, so still a good, these are still good tools to have under your belt, but just know that practice is what makes it, practice and repetition is what makes it really work and give you the best results possible. So I hope you liked this video. If it resonated with you, please like it and subscribe to my channel. And if you like to work with me on a one-on-one basis, I would love to work with you. The link is in the description below. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next